Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Nayeli. For today's video, I come to you guys with short and oily hair because one, I just cut it yesterday. I'm really excited. And then two, because I'm going to be dyeing it. Basically ready for a shower, but not before we put this on. This is my first time DIYing dyeing my hair. I went and I purchased myself a box of hair dye because I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have a lot of gray hairs and it's been happening since my earlier 20s. I know it's totally genetic. It happened to my mom when she was 21. She was starting to get them quite a bit. And then maybe also stress, you know? I'm gonna kind of show you guys a little bit what it looks like on the back. Most especially when I pick up my hair, in certain areas you will find them. I don't know if y'all can tell, but they're definitely there. I will also put a picture on the side of what it looked like yesterday right after the cut. I was so excited, you know, so happy to have this cut. I donated it, so I was just like overall happy. And then I look at the picture of behind my head and I was like, oh my goodness, I have so many gray hairs. Like, I knew I had gray hairs, but I guess I don't take enough pictures of the back of my head to realize just how many are there. I would pretty much say that I have black hair, or extremely dark brown. Yeah, it's pretty much black. However, the color that I purchased is a brown black. I tried purchasing the deepest brown that they had because in my mind, I wanted to look like highlights almost, like that kind of an effect. Will it? I don't know. This is very much a trial and error. The good thing about this though is that it wasn't very expensive at all. This one was probably among the cheapest ones at the store I purchased it at. This is, I think, is a brand that you can find basically in most drugstores, like at Walmart or like your H-E-B's if you're in Texas, Walgreens, that kind of thing. So this one is the Revlon Color Silk Beautiful Color. It's supposed to have no ammonia, which is cool because I really hate the smell of these hair dyes. So hopefully it will be less damaging, less smelly. But what I was going to say is that this was actually very inexpensive. It was about $3.47. So yeah, super affordable compared to other boxes that were there at the store. They were upwards of $8, some of them, the majority of them. So I was quite surprised because when I just did a quick search online on specific brands to look for, this was one of them, and so I thought, well, if this one's recommended but the other one's also recommended, might as well just get this one. Like I said, they're still relatively inexpensive, so if it doesn't work out, I can always just go get another color or get another brand. Still $8 I don't think is crazy, but I think this one isn't supposed to have as much longevity as much as other brands. I think that's why it's cheaper than other ones. It's probably around half the time, whereas this one, I think it promises about 4 weeks. The $8 ones, some of them promise 8. So there is that. I'm hopeful though. We'll see how this works out. I already opened it because I kind of wanted to see if they had one of those covers, those plastic covers for myself. I've seen that some Asian brands do actually come with those in their little packs. This one, however, did not. I'm actually very curious to try that out as well. If this one doesn't work out too well and if other ones don't work out too well at the stores, then I may purchase a Korean brand one maybe. I will show you guys the contents of the bag. It comes with this cream color developer. It doesn't have very much product in here because you're supposed to put in everything from here into here. So this is the ammonia-free colorant. So this is the actual color. And then it also comes with this after color conditioner. So once I'm in the shower is when I use this one. It doesn't have the plastic thing to cover your shirt. So I just took a shirt that I don't use very often and turned it inside out. And it has gloves. And initially I was like, where are the gloves? But they're actually in here. This has kind of specific instructions as far as like dividing your hair into parts. They like to do it into 4 parts. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I saw a video on TikTok, so I'm just gonna make it pretty simple. It does say not to focus on your roots, probably because it might be a little strong. So I'm gonna try to focus as much as I can on not touching the roots. I know it's kind of inevitable, but I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna section everything off right now. You cut this tip off and then you put all this in here and then you kind of shake it up. I think you shake it up. Have to put the gloves on before you like do anything basically, and then yeah, just section it off. Try to put it all across your hair. So once you have all the stuff on your hair, you're supposed to leave it on for about 25 minutes. If you have gray hairs like me, it's recommended to leave it on for 35. If you have certain blonde hair with certain shades that they list on here, then you want to leave it for a total of 45 minutes. Once you're in the shower, you add a little bit of warm water to your hair and massage it. You still keep the gloves on, and then you rinse your hair thoroughly with warm water until the water runs clear. And then once the water is clear, you put in all of this guy evenly across the hair. Leave this for 2 minutes and then wash it off. And then you're good. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I'll kind of show you guys my process of putting everything together. Doesn't say how much, it just says shake vigorously until it's fully blended. Like, I don't know how it's supposed to look once it's blended. It looks pretty light from the bottle. I'm kind of scared. I want to go blonde. Let's just go ahead and get started. My goodness, you guys, this looks pretty light. I'm kind of scared. Really trying to make sure to get into every nook and cranny, so if it feels like I'm putting in a little too much, y'all can let me know in the comments. This is my first time trying. I will say that it can get pretty messy, so just make sure that you know the area where you're at. If you're on a chair that you like, make sure to cover around it any parts that you don't want to get dirty, because I actually dropped a little bit on my leg, and now that it's drying it looks darker than what it looks like from the liquid. Once you get over the initial messiness, it's kind of fun. Also, another thing, this little guy, if you push it really hard, it's gonna squirt out. So that happened to me. Just be mindful of that. Be kind of slow in like the amount that you push out. One thing that I'm noticing as the liquid is setting onto my hair is that it is getting a little bit harder to the touch, just a bit. So I'm gonna try to hurry up a little bit more. Alright you guys, I'm just trying to get most I can of these gray hairs. It's kind of hard to get each and every single one of them. At some point I kind of just have to call it quits. I'm gonna let it rest for a bit for about 30-35 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and jump into the shower. Alrighty you guys, so I've had this on for about 35 minutes, probably a little bit more than that. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower and see how well this turned out. I'm gonna put my gloves on, and I'm also going to be putting this guy on, the After Color Conditioner. So first I'm gonna let some warm water run through my hair, and then I'm going to rinse until I can no longer see color running in the water. And then I am going to put this guy on, leave it on for 2 minutes, rinse it off, and then I should be good to go. Alrighty guys, so this is how it'd be looking right after the shower. I feel like it's kind of hard to see any gray hairs this far, but I'll just kind of show you guys what it kind of looks like. Normally near my roots is where you can tell where they're at, so I don't see very many, but I will be back once I let my hair air dry. I'll be back in a bit. So I've let my hair air dry for a good while, and this is what it looks like. I'm kind of surprised that it's not as crazy poofy. This is basically the first time washing it, so I don't know if it has anything to do with the product, but I like how it looks so far. It's still kind of wet a little bit from the bottom in the back, but it's kind of dry for the most part. So I'm just going to show you a little up close what my hair looks like. You can normally see my grays near the top, near my roots, but it's kind of hard to see them. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some here and there, but it's kind of to be expected. I just basically didn't want there to be as many as there were before. So I'm glad that that's pretty much taken care of. Let me show you guys the back as well. So yeah, this is what my hair is looking like. From what I can see, there's not very many gray hairs, and if there are, it's kind of to be expected. I'll have to see how long this color lasts on me. My hair does tend to grow pretty quickly, so we'll see when I start to notice my grays coming back. I'm actually surprised about the color of this. It's actually not as brown as I thought it was gonna be. It is quite dark. I think it dries to a darker color. That whole thought of me having highlights is probably not gonna happen. Like, I probably would have had better luck with another color if I went for something lighter brown. I think that this brown black worked pretty well for me. This is supposedly what it was going to look like. But it's fine. I'm okay with the color. I'm glad that it's pretty seamless. I think I'm happier that it's seamless actually, because my grays, it's not like they were all across the board. Like, they were just kind of random. They were a lot, but not enough for it to have like a highlight effect. So I think it's fine that it kind of blends or goes well with my natural color. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I hope that it lasts a good while, but we will see. So I would definitely recommend trying this brand. If you have dark color hair like me, but also have some grays, I definitely recommend this brand, Revlon Colorstay. Beautiful color. The smell wasn't incredibly pungent as others that I have smelled before. I remember when my aunt would dye my grandma's hair and like other aunt's hairs, like it would be like this whole thing and it would stink. So this one, it does have a smell obviously, but it's not crazy strong. And you're supposed to dispose of the bottles, so they do kind of smell if you just leave them unattended. I would just like wrap them up in a bag and throw them away, just so that the smell isn't so strong in whatever room you throw them away in. It can kind of smell like the conditioning stuff, which the conditioning stuff, it was kind of weird because I felt like it was hard to remove. Like, I kept running my fingers through it so many times in the shower, and it felt like almost like I still had product, so I kept going, trying to take it off. It was kind of hard, but eventually I just gave up. So there's that. On the instructions, it didn't say to shampoo, so I wouldn't worry about shampooing. I definitely recommend this brand. I recommend the process if you are interested in box dyeing your hairs due to grays. I can't really speak on the color too much because it turned out to being very close to my color. So if you are looking to have a deeper color, I do recommend it. It actually looks, I actually can't really tell that it looks any different. Like, in the light, I felt like it kind of had like a reddish undertone, but I can't quite see it right now. If you have hair that looks like mine, I think that it will take on really well if you have grays. And if you're just interested in getting a deep color on your hair, this would also be a good one. Of course, if you're blonde, I can't really speak much to that. This is more so for like brunettes and people who have deeper hair colors, it'll probably take on better to those types of colors versus doing blonde. And especially if you have grays, definitely give it a try. This was definitely interesting, especially trying it out by myself. So yeah, I hope this helps. Please give a like to this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!